Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I want to do a little bit of a Snick Preview and show off something really neat that I've recently picked up for the channel, and let's be real, for myself. As you guys know, watches have been a focus of the channel in the past, and I have always been a bit of a quartz guy. I've long said that quartz is generally a better option for 90% of the world. I mean, it's better living through technology. You get better accuracy, durability, better anti-magnetism, and a much reduced need for maintenance with a quartz watch. Beautiful, beautiful thing. The thing is, though, mechanical has been back on my radar of lately. For starters, because high-end mechanical has way more options than high-end quartz. There aren't that many people who are doing high-end quartz anyways, and very often you kind of stuck a little bit there. And I've had some mechanicals lately that have been really nice, that have impressed me. The Seiko SRPA 21 Turtle watch was pretty damn nice. And then this little guy right here, the Steinhardt Ocean 1 500. Really, really nice little mechanical watch. And well, these guys, along with others, have reminded me that there is something very compelling about having a micro-mechanical machine on my wrist. One of the most common criticisms I get from watch guys about my stance on mechanicals has been that I've never tried a high-end mechanical. Something with, an in-house movement, something that's really pushing the envelope. I mean, I tried this, Sin 104 had an off-the-shelf Salida movement. This guy right here has an ETA movement in it, which is another off-the-shelf sort of thing, and the Seiko has a Seiko. I mean, those can be nice, but there is definitely something to be said for putting more effort, putting more energy into making a higher-end mechanical movement, and so I take my side gig as a reviewer seriously. People are telling me, Nick, you got to look into something. I feel like I probably should. I joke about it, but it's true. I take baths so you all don't have to. And thanks to my Patreon patrons, my viewers who watch the channel and subscribe, and frankly the people who've loaned me gear, that's possible for me. It makes it work. And so as a result, I've been looking at a higher-end sort of mechanical timepiece. The thing is, I'm looking for a couple of really distinctive things. I want something that is very accurate, that is automatic. I need something that has a date window, because for me, well, for whatever reason, I struggle remembering the date sometimes. I want it to be a legible watch. I need durability with good water resistance. It needs to be anti-magnetic, because I work with a lot of speakers and magnets, things like that. I love great looms, so that's kind of a thing for me. I want a bracelet that is easily adjustable, ideally, and that uses screw-down links, and I need the watch to be wearable on my wrists, which are a little smaller than some. And so I did a bunch of research, a ton of research, and I went all around to try on a bunch of different things. But the thing is, eventually I found an Omega which checked all the boxes. So then the question was, well, where do I get it? I went over to the Omega Boutique in Detroit, but the thing is, they charge full price for everything. And let's be honest, everybody there but one guy was kind of stuck up and terrible to me. I mean, one of the sales guys looked at me like I just let one rip when I showed him a quartz Seamaster. Like, really, really ugly. So honestly, screw the Omega Boutique. They were really nasty. And then after shopping around at a bunch of other Omega ADs, I found an Omega dealer in the next city over. Folks named Lewis Jewelers, and they really did help me out, and I want to thank them for putting up with me, for letting me visit the watch 8 or 10 times as I'm making my decisions, and then finally for helping me get into this at a price point I can live with. They are helping me out in exchange for mentioning the name here, but honestly I had a good experience, so no problem there. I'm not going to go into what I paid out of respect for them and their relationship with Omega and future buyers, but you can give them a call if you want, and you can get a quote off of them. But anyways, I did a bit of a collection sell down to free up some cash, and, well, the watch I ended up buying is right here in this very fancy little Omega box. So it brings me great pleasure to finally reveal what's inside the box here, because inside the box is the Casio F108. This is a great discount quartz watch coming in for about $12 with a great deal of, well, wait a second. No, you probably wanted me to talk about something else. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. False start. So inside this box right here is the Citizen BM8180. This is a very interesting little quartz. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A review on this guy is coming too, but you wanted the Omega. All right, okay. So inside this box is the watch I picked up. It is right here. This is the Omega Seamaster Master Chronometer Planet Ocean 43mm size. This is one heck of a watch. It checked all of the boxes for me, and, well, It's pretty excellent. One of the most interesting things about this, though, is that I am a proponent of high-tech watches as a quartz guy, and this is a high-tech mechanical, which helps to use technology to offset a lot of the gripes I have about mechanical watches in general. It's using Omega's in-house 8900 movement, which you can see down underneath there, and it uses the Daniels coaxial escapement. This reduces the overall friction, which allows to run at a higher frequency for better accuracy, although with less wear. You can see it's running 7 times a second over there. And the accuracy rating on this guy is insane. You're guaranteed between 0 and 4 seconds per day, fast at the most. I've been getting like 0.3 seconds, but, give it time. It'll wear in. This is also resistant to up to 15,000 Gauss, or 1.5 Teslas. This is above the range of most neodymium speaker magnets, and it'll resist the field of even a lower-end MRI system. And all the critical components in there are non-ferromagnetic, which is neat. It's got this great bezel, which is a combination of ceramic and liquid metal. So that's actually metal inlaid inside the bezel there, which is really, really neat. The lume on it is, well, really, really excellent. I'll show it off during the full review there. And, it's also got this beautiful Omega bracelet, which also has the screw-down links and a nice quick adjust system, where if I want it to be a little shorter, I just push this in and I pull it in, or a little longer. And so you're very easily able to change bracelet length on a fly as your wrists swell and knot. And, let's face it, it is pretty beautiful. This is the blue version, but, in the right light, it can seem gunmetal gray or black or teal. I mean, it is a beautiful watch to me. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's what I've picked up here. There are a few immediate downsides, I'll say that. It is maybe a little flashier than my normal taste, but that's okay. The price on it is absolutely very high. Retail price, which you should not pay, by the way, is $6,600. You can get less at an AD, something like that, but still, that's a very, very, very high price. It is absolutely a thick watch, and it is relatively heavy. And frankly, if anything is going to knock this guy off my wrist given time, it's that. This is an arm workout, 100%. But on the whole, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm still very much on the honeymoon, so keep an eye out for the review, but know that it's going to be a little while, because there's a lot of emotion involved in buying anything that's as expensive as this. The thing is, alongside the review, as you wait for that, there were a few bigger questions that this might actually answer. For starters, is it ever worth it to pay this much money for a watch? Is there anything a watch can do to make that kind of price point reasonable? Or, even for somebody with the means, does owning a watch like this bring enough joy to justify it? And then other questions, like, for instance, do all of these high-tech features, like the anti-magnetic movement and whatnot, actually justify the price increase relative to a watch that's using a much less expensive, non-in-house sort of movement? Does that actually win you anything? And then if you're willing to go on this really high end, at what point, or does the mechanical watch ever become better than wearing a quartz watch? And of course, what's it feel like? What are the complications of owning an expensive, that kind of thing. So I got some other questions that this will hopefully help me address as well as a reviewer. But still, yeah, I'm very happy to have this guy. I'll just throw it back on the wrist here. But don't worry, I'm trying not to get too fancy, because I still do want to keep a focus on inexpensive gear. Right now, in addition to some other reviews that are coming down the pipe that I don't have, I got this guy coming up, which is $80. This guy's $12. This Steinhardt is coming in at $550, which for a mechanical isn't so out of line. I mean, there's a bunch of budget sorts of gear that I still want to look at. And, my next review, this little guy retails for about 500 times less. Variety is the spice of life, both on the high end and on the lower end. So anyways, I'm trying not to get too fancy, although let's admit it, I am kind of a pretentious jackass. We know this. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the preview, and I'm really, really hoping that I enjoy wearing this watch as I continue wearing it, just as much as I am today, because so far, it's pretty nice. There you go. Hope this has been interesting, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.